650,000 students across England, Wales and Northern Ireland received their GCSE results today. But for so many of them, this isn't their first time.
So how many times have you done it? Three?
Yeah.
And was it maths and English?
Yeah.
For both of you?
If you don't achieve a grade 4 in English and maths, you have to resit until you turn 19. And that's the reality for 1 in 3 teenagers in England. And then only 1 in 5 pass the resit, so many end up taking them repeatedly. Around 2,200 students at this college in Birmingham have taken their English and maths GCSEs again this year. For some, it was good news.
Oh yeah, I passed. I got a 4, 81 marks.
You passed language, yeah, and you did not pass maths. I'm sorry, debate.
Oh, it's not too
I'm
bad.
all right with that, actually.
66, 67 or 68?
But it's not looking so good for others. Upstairs, a queue of students signing up for another round is growing. Although some of them have passed their post-16 vocational courses, after several attempts at GCSE maths and English, they've still not achieved that necessary grade 4.
We passed the course, we just didn't pass the GCSEs to move up to get onto the next level.
Yeah.
So you're good at health and social care, but it's the GCSEs that's still holding you back?
Yeah.
I'm good at what I do, but yet they're saying you have to get your maths, which just, I think, just demotivates people.
Do you think that's fair?
No.
The government doesn't think so either. Education Secretary Lucy Powell has called the cycle that some teens are trapped in the treadmill of failure. And it's getting worse. The number of kids failing to pass these core subjects has gone up this year. The government will be introducing a new scheme, Stepping Stones, which will offer students foundational lessons in English and maths before they attempt their GCSEs again.
I think the government's proposal for the new partial qualification first, the stepping stone, is really good because it will help those students, particularly at a low level, to move up and to get into the areas they want to get into.
But not everyone agrees. The Conservatives introduced compulsory retakes in 2012. They're concerned any changes to the system might compromise standards.
I think one of the most important things we need to do is really back proper academic excellence. I think any sort of move away from that actually really undervalues the opportunities that young people really need to have.
Whatever the solution, it's an urgent problem that the whole country faces, although not equally. Students in the South East consistently outpace those throughout the rest of the country, with London topping the charts year on year. And this year, the grades in London went up. Meanwhile, here in the West Midlands, they saw the lowest grades and they went down. The difference between them now almost at 10%, showing the regional disparities continue to widen.
What we've seen in places like London, where there's been a concerted effort to really drive up attainment, really focus on good quality teaching, supporting young people to get what they need, we have seen the benefits. So I think what we need to see now is that concerted focus elsewhere.
Yet 63% of grades nationally were passes, so it was celebrations for many. But with the pressure on to address the NEET crisis, with more and more not in education, employment or training after the age of 18, breaking the cycle of unobtainable qualifications for almost a third of young people is a priority for this government.
Well, I spoke to Lucy Powell, the Education Secretary, earlier. I asked her if she has a plan to tackle the growing disparity in results between London and other areas of England.
Well, there has been this stubborn disadvantage gap, and we're seeing the effects of that as well now through the system. We've got over 1 million young people now not in education, training or employment, these NEETs. We've got to offer more children, especially from disadvantaged and other backgrounds, the options and opportunities, whether that's vocational and technical education pathways, whether that's a broader curriculum and whether that's looking at how we assess people and the things that we value as well.
The danger is that as you do that, people say that you dumb down because you've got this plan for resits, so to give people a different lower qualification so they don't have to resit GCSE maths or English right away because they keep on resitting, keep on failing. But if they go into the workplace with that qualification, they'll be at a disadvantage, won't they?
Well, this is not about dumbing down at all. I want excellence and high standards and high expectations. And on the GCSE resits, what we've seen is this treadmill, this cycle of constant resits with less than 1 in 5 children passing those. In fact, this year, in the maths resit, 13% of those that were resitting maths got the grade 4. So that's 85% of children failing again and again and again.
You will have to convince employers, though, that they can take people on with this lower level qualification, because they will still expect, at the very least, GCSE in maths and English.
Exactly, which is why I will be working with employers so that this is a credible qualification that shows a strong foundation in literacy and numeracy.
We have teachers, the schools have teachers who can teach AI to a level that industry expects, and advanced manufacturing and everything else, because that's what you're asking the curriculum to do now from the age of 14.
So schools are already offering that level of learning, and they're working with industry as well and the sectors in order to provide those pathways. I want to enhance that, make these qualifications really gold standard.
But you need the teachers. I don't hear that you have the workforce of teachers who can teach these qualifications.
Do you know what? Teachers are really up for this, actually.
But they're not trained in it.
Well, they are. A design technology teacher can absolutely
pivot to AI.
Can pivot to construction technology award. A computer science teacher can pivot to AI as well.
Let's talk about student finance, because you have these Plan 2 student loan repayments that are eye-watering sums for some students, and you've said since you took this job it's egregious, it's top of your in tray. So what are you actually doing about it?
The government have already taken some steps to ameliorate that, so capping the interest rates this year at 6%, so in case there's any
you already knew that. You said it's egregious after that.
No, so there are some steps being taken, but it will take time for me to look at these things properly. It's not obviously, these are mainly matters for the Treasury rather than for me.
I thought it was top of your in tray.
Yeah, it is in my. I have responsibility for it, but I will. It's a decision. Ultimately, it'll be a decision for the Prime Minister, the Treasury, and everybody.
Can we talk a little bit about Jason Arday?
Yeah.
I mean, you are the Education Secretary. What questions does the University of Cambridge have to answer about all this?
Well, look, the Jason Arday case is just absolutely awful and tragic. And then in terms of the duty of care and his employment and his appointment and all of those issues around that, Cambridge University, which is, an autonomous legal entity in its own right, of which I don't have any direct say at all, but they are, I think, going to be saying in the next couple of days about the terms of reference of their inquiry. I will look closely at both of the findings of both the coroner and that Cambridge inquiry, and if there is any action or recommendations that I need to take as Secretary of State for Education arising out of that, I will not hesitate to take them.
The backlash against DEI and diversity has been a big part of this discussion. Do you think racism played a role in the intense scrutiny that Jason Arday was subject to?
Well, I think that is clear for all to see. Both the original kind of allegations and all the focus on the issues surrounding his appointment, but also the intensity and the depth of the attention that he has received. We saw it with the Black English footballers. I see it with my colleagues like Diane Abbott and others who face a much higher level of abuse and challenge and difficulty on social media, in the media, than I do as a white woman.
But legitimate questions at the same time about academic standards.
People need to be appointed on merit, of course, and we have to be able to show that people are being appointed on merit. And at the same time, across public life, whether it is in the media, academia, politics, law or whatever, we have to recognise that there are definitely groups in our country and society who are underrepresented. If we hadn't had such a proactive approach to getting more women into politics, for example, it would have taken us about 150 years to go from where we were in the mid-90s to where we are today. So you've got to get that balance right.
Lucy Pell, Education Secretary, thanks very much for your time.
Thanks, Kieran.
And the academic who published a Substack article alleging parts of Jason Arday's PhD were plagiarised has now been suspended by Ghent University. In 2024, Nathan Kofnas was dismissed by Cambridge's Emmanuel College over his contentious views on race. He now says he believes he'll be fired by the Belgian university too. His article, which described Arday's appointment as DEI ideology, provoked international scrutiny of the late professor's qualifications. The subsequent media coverage led to Arday resigning. He was found dead last Friday after denying the majority of the allegations against him.